Vadim Sangye Shindu Mikte Uwarhi Troku Namda Shinla Juparsho Yang Guru Ratna Mandala Kandiya Tayami Judan Soki Chonama Jamchu Bardu Dagmi Gyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunamki Trola Benchir Sangye Druparsho Chudan Soki Chonamla Jamchu Bardu Dagmi Gyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunamki Trola Benchir Sangye Druparsho Chudan Soki Chonamla Jamchu Bardu Dagmi Gyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gibe Sunamki Trola Benchir Sangye Druparsho
Shogi Shmogi.
Oh, can I tell him one thing? That drive for Dr. Ru, it's got to get to Tang Tang. So can you check in with her too about that? Oh, there you are. Okay. He'll have it for you later. You guys.
Homework.
So remember, a long time ago.
Long ago.
3 days
Before the snow.
Oh,
we had
boy.
just started our discussion of
Microphone.
Sorry.
just started our discussion of the consequence group of the middle way school. So describe in both a positive way and a negative way just how it is we create objects.
Okay, top.
Positive way.
Yeah, we name and a label. We label them. Or not.
I would have said that.
The only way you can say something exists is if you can conceive it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing. Roughly.
In the negative way?
The only way.
There is no point except what
It's in the absence of conception. There is no existence.
Okay.
Okay, what two things about a label are not the point? And what two things are the point?
Well,
We're all
A label is not
the word itself. Nice
the
word.
word or
The
the
word.
sound.
Ja.
A label is
A label.
Tra? Illumite?
A luminous unifying picture, but it didn't say
I
that,
love
did it?
that. Yeah.
It did say that?
resulting in the right
Something like that.
Yeah, great. It's popping out our karmic seed. Yeah. I like that.
That's cool.
By the way, if I do say so, it makes sense. The other, it's always unclear in your mind. What is label? What is word? What is, Okay. Anyway.
That's how you made players.
I mean, even if I hadn't seen it, it still makes sense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I've also confirmed it. Okay, go ahead.
Mountain.
Oh, I'm back? No.
Quite. Sorry, we had a thing, but we got it now. We're free of the thing. Almost. No.
Okay.
Aha.
What are the three main players
Nice
in
question.
the process of labeling?
Yeah, great.
First in English and then in Tibetan.
Object. Object. Yeah. the
Parts.
basic.
Things to receive a label.
Oh.
Labeling process.
Yeah, the thing that
Yeah.
receives it.
Tom has it.
And the process.
We say the result of the process.
Yeah.
Dokche. Say dokche. Oh, no, I'm not supposed to give it. I'm sorry. Don't say anything.
You win.
Don't say anything.
There it is.
It's probably without an S, I'm guessing.
No, it's without an S.
Oh, yeah.
Bakshi. And Tapeche.
Good, nice. Perfect, I guess. Don't you sure it has an S?
I suppose there's no English equivalent to the phrase Korma Chakra.
Korma chakra. Difficult word. It's an
No
unusual.
one can tell me.
Kava Machu.
Chop means comes together, right?
You're really fishing.
Glad-
You're fishing back there.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I'll bang.
You can't figure it out.
Tongue can remember.
Go ahead.
Where's
No.
Gibson can
It
remember.
doesn't matter how long you spend on this. I don't think anyone's gonna get it.
Beyond the shadow.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I even got one written down.
It's very, very, very strange idiom.
The other one
Now,
we had was
now
just-
let's be
I
careful.
wonder how many there are in the sumbum.
When you tell me
How many
what-
gormachaks are in the sumbum?
Should know that one.
I mean, guess. Oh, right. Like,
I bet. Let's make a bet. I bet it's less than 100. I bet it's 50 or something.
What are we doing?
I wonder how many gormachaks have been written in history. I don't think many. It's a really weird idiom.
So, understanding.
I want you to be careful when giving me the English equivalent for this word
Particular
to
context.
relate it to
34.
the main idea of the topic of this quiz.
Yeah.
Conception. Conception.
luminous image.
Labeling.
Oh, it is.
Yes,
it
thank
is,
you.
though.
It's the process of a seed ripening in your mind and unifying the object.
That's okay.
Was it the
wow.
same one?
I'll go for that.
Also right.
For
How many you got?
175.
Yeah.
You.
Sorry.
Using it in the context of this quiz. Yeah.
Yeah, but the
You
first
used
question was
conception.
about conception.
It's a valid point.
Okay,
Okay.
There's 175 gormachaks in a million pages.
That's it?
How many?
Well, that's pretty more than I expected.
How much did you have?
175 in the history of our database.
Oh, I did.
There's some more books in Mongolia, I heard.
Apparently, she just wrote me an email.
Oh, you did
She's finding more.
chocolate.
She's getting some from other collections.
So,
Very good. Very good.
I'm assuming this is an idiom. You can't just translate it literally.
I think you can translate it literally.
The object that's clarified.
The unclear object.
Oh, that's not clarified.
At
yeah.
dusk.
At dusk. Ah.
Oh, right.
Ah.
Oh, wait, it's just a rope.
I'm listening. What'd you say?
Oh, you didn't make it?
Is it that is at dusk or is it just?
It's not an idiom for at dusk.
Right,
It just means it
usually-
implies that it's dusk.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you. For
Oh, that it? Did you create that?
No, I did not.
Wow.
She finds everything.
Master probably made you
I
read
just
that.
have the bones for my life tools or relapse or whatever.
Wow.
Good for you.
Okay, let's get going. Take over the.
So,
Now, we got to go back to this verse. Okay, I'll say it fast because we covered it already. This is Nagarjuna. This is in this letter to the king named The String of Precious Jewels. And it says, people are not the earth element in them, they're not the watermelon element in them, they're not the fire element in them, they're not the, am I okay?
Yes.
They're not the wind element in them, they're not the space element in them, they are not the consciousness element in them, and they are not all those elements together. But where are you going to find anybody who's anything else? How can they be anything else?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, now we go to his commentary. Okay, please read. Who's got the plane? Ina, you got the plane? Come on, criticize
we did
it.
this last time.
We
Do
did?
it again?
Oh, am I behind?
We
little
did these
bit,
two, but you said you'd go talk about them. I didn't.
Let's go over them. I'm just going to say it quickly then so we can make progress. Correct? The words that start with the person is not the earth element up to the words that say the person is not the consciousness element is referring to the fact that the elements individually cannot be pointed to as being the self. Okay? We are denying that. And when we say it's not all of them together, we're talking about the collection of all of the six elements together. But we're also talking about a person who's totally independent of those elements. And we say, how could they be the person? Okay? So therefore, we are denying that you can posit a person who is essentially separate from the six elements. Okay? That's the whole sentence. Now, he didn't quote the next lines, so we have to go get them from the Tengyur, right? the read here. What's it mean?
The 6 elements of a person.
The kibu,
Person.
the person, is a dupa
Is a collection of 6
of the 6 elements coming together. Therefore, it is not something which can exist in and of itself. And neither can the elements individually, which are collections on their own, exist in and of themselves. That's all. Okay?
Okay, because they're also two.
Yeah, they also have collections. Okay. So then he says, by the way, the next verse, which starts with, because the person combines the 6 elements, and goes up to, that line, he doesn't refer to the other 3 lines. That first line is saying that the person is established only through a label applied to either static parts
With the flow over time.
in a single moment, or a flow of parts over the day.
Great.
Okay? Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Now he goes on, and this is a very famous line, extremely famous. So please read.
ဆိုနေချတမ်ချေလာဒရာတေတပလေတက်ချီဒရာဝဲဒရာဝတေဒရာဆမ်ချန်တမ်ချေရှေဆမ်ချန်တမ်ချေဒီဒရာတေဒရာချကူရှေ
You guys want to take a shot at it? I think you can figure it out. Start with Suldeni in your mind. Start with the header. Don't go straight to the verse.
So for that, this is how it works. This is how it happens. This is,
It's draw for Chitamche.
It's similar
Like
to all
this for
things.
everything.
Yeah, good. The way I've described the person in this verse applies to all other things. Okay, we've described how the person is not the 6 elements, and that applies to all other objects also. Then he gives a famous verse from, this is Parchin Duba, this is the brief Kangyur perfection of wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay, and it has a very famous quotation.
And since it's like that for all people,
The way it is for people is the way it is.
for
The
way
way
it
it
is
is
for
for the
yourself.
individual. It's the way it is for all people. And
it is for all people is the way it is for all things.
good. Okay, the way it is for you is the way it is for all people, and the way it is for all people is the way it is for all things.
Beautiful.
Very famous. Then I had that occur in Gombar Upsell, so I've already looked for it,
nice.
and I remember suffering.
Where's it from?
This is the original source.
Kosure.
Oh, sorry.
Is Lord Buddha?
I found it in the Tantra.
Weird.
Oh, that's from the
Okay. Okay. His version comes from chanting the names of Manjushri. Okay. And that's the only place I've ever found it. His version.
This one was written down by somebody else.
Yeah, it's a Tengyur commentary. Okay.
Oh, I see.
So I didn't find it in Dupa.
Right.
But everyone says Dupa. Okay. Everyone. Gompa Rapsa quotes it. Here, and he also says it's from Dupa. Okay. And then the reference there, I forget where I found it. Yeah, I did find it. And what throws you off is looking for the G, because it's spelled Chi in the ancient times. Okay. You can look it up in the Kangyur, okay? Dak Chindawa. Okay. I didn't put the reference, that was kind of stupid. I think it is the Pakpa Dupa. But it's Chindawa and not Chindawa, so you'll never find it. Like I've searched for it for hours, and then I realized it's an ancient spelling. Okay.
Wow. Does it mean how?
Yeah, in the way that you understand yourself, understand all people, beings. In the way that you understand all beings, understand things. By the way, here's the next two lines of that quotation, which are kind of sexy. It might be nice in a footnote. You want to read those?
I'm trying to keep up with you. No, you understand all people, you understand all things. Okay.
Read the third and fourth lines, because he only gave you the first two lines. Okay. Kewa.
Me tang kewa ni kar mi topa.
Yeah.
Dini shera paro chin chok chit payin.
Yeah. You found it in Dupa?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, I got it twice here.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think it happens twice in Dupa.
Yeah.
He'll give you the page numbers. Anyway,
I can pause it.
in the way that you understand yourself, understand all living beings. In the way that you understand all living beings, understand all objects. When you are beyond thinking that things don't grow or do grow, then you are practicing the perfection of wisdom.
That's margin.
Yeah. Okay, got it? When you no longer think that things start, and you no longer think that things don't start, now we can say you're practicing the perfection of wisdom. That's Buddha. That's direct Buddha. Which turning of the wheel?
Second.
The second turning of the wheel. Okay.
There's a question about cliche. Can it be cliche could sometimes be omniscience too, right?
Where are you looking?
The line.
Yeah, it could be. No, but it's not the point here.
In context.
He would have said Kunkin normally. Okay, Kunkin. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
If it was the Buddha. Okay, go. Ngashe.
Ngashe tane takpe dun shi dra shi tu duk selna mi kyang matak ma chepe se tokpe tak samtu yupa de shintu bum som
Boom Sam, sorry.
bum sam ki.
That was an interesting, that was a fun mistake. Okay, good. Ngashe tani tapedun. When you say me, when you say Udpala, okay, and when you go looking for the thing which got the name Udpala, okay, what kind of thing is that? Jindashi? How does it exist?
It's a
Okay, to droop means, in what way does it exist? Sell is the same as chak sal, to seek,
Search.
to seek.
Seek. Look for it.
Minye,
You can't even find it.
you won't find anything.
Yeah.
Try to look for the Udpala, who got the name Udpala, before you give it the name Udpala. You can't even conceive of it because the seed hasn't come out to put it together. You can't try to find the parts of Udpala before you call her Udpala. Not possible. Okay.
if you don't.
Try to think of a thing without a karmic seed in your mind, and you'll come up with disconnected parts. Okay. Matak machepe say.
Simple, unexamined.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, explain.
Without.
There's a big debate nowadays in the army, American Army. Can you be gay? At first they said, no gay people. We will kick you out. We will punish you. Then there was a big fight for many years. And then they said, okay, you can be gay, but we won't ask you.
You're not allowed to tell.
Yeah, we won't ask you and you don't answer.
Right.
And then now it's illegal to ask someone. Yeah, you cannot ask.
You mean
In the army, yeah. Actually, now it is legal.
It's
No,
a
no,
mess
it's
right
Anyway.
now.
related to
We don't even
transgender,
wanna,
not about
That was just
sexual
declared by the
orientation.
Supreme Court to be legal,
Legal.
to say you can't be in the
No,
army.
the Supreme Court declared that they don't want to declare yet.
Okay, anyway. Matak machepa means don't ask, don't tell. Okay? If you don't check, where's the Udpala? If you just say, look, she's over there somewhere, don't worry about it. If you say, don't worry about it,
Yeah.
tope tatsam, it's just an idea.
Yeah.
She's just an idea.
Yaba.
You have a seed coming out of your mind. Karma opens. Karmic seed opens. Picture comes out. Makes Udpala. Leave it at that. Don't dig around and try to find Utpala before the seed opens. You can't. Okay? Leave it.
Yeah.
Mata Machepa means farmers also see Utpala, okay? People who never studied scripture, just leave it. Okay? It's very famous, okay? And it's the same for
All stuff.
yeah, coffee cups, tables, buildings. Okay. Why did he say that?
Oh, because he's glossing the verse.
He's glossing the verse.
Hey.
Because the verse says, whatever is true of Utpala is true of the building, is true of the coffee cups, okay? He's just explaining the verse.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, go.
Kepu tong pum sok nam tok.
Yeah, this Pumba, by the way.
Yepa yin su tang. Tak bala dru tak yang der. Dru mepe kipar nam lekpar che.
Big mistake here. Big mistake here.
Good.
Yeah. Inje. Yeah, to make a distinction. To divide.
Rather than do.
It's not J to do. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
You've got a
They
distinct.
should have hired me to correct the blocks.
Pattern.
Kebudam Bumbaso, the person and the coffee cups, okay,
People with thoughts and like.
are just a result of the labeling process from a picture coming out of your karmic seed. Okay? Okay, when you understand that,
Takpa.
and you understand how a takpa, okay, now you get to say tak. Okay, Nick? Tak. This is takpa.
That's so fun.
Okay, you find, and there's not many. TH as a beginner is unusual.
Yeah.
Okay, probably a low frequency. Tapala, and again they misspelled this word twice in the same sentence. When you think of a rope as a snake,
Same deal.
and there's no tapala do the takyan there do maybe kibanam. You better be able to make a distinction between how we label cups, which do exist, and how we put wrong labels on ropes.
Oh, this is
That's cool.
great. Yeah, we could
Yeah,
use that
wow,
help.
that's-
Thank you, Chinrama.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay.
I could have used this at Dine and Out.
Yeah, you better be able to distinguish it.
Yeah.
Is she a product of an idea put on a thing? Yes. But is she exactly equal to the rope called a snake? No. Because we can reasonably call her Utpala. And we cannot call a rope reasonably snake. A rope will never bite you, she will.
She too.
Okay, got it? So he says, you gotta learn to distinguish between these two. And the word for distinguish is very similar to the word for do, and they made a mistake in the carving.
Like
Okay.
DJ.
Okay. Nje. From which came the noun
Che.
yewa.
Yeah, well, it's a visual.
And the past tense che.
Yeah.
Okay. From which came sugar because it's separate particles. Chimakara. Okay.
Or half, chicken.
Yeah, which all came from maybe, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Go.
Dirn juk pe nam she le je pu uma tawa tar tukpe.
Oh boy.
Katsa yang di nito she patar kawe yi
Ne.
yebe rangshin me pala cha che te su ke par che ke nang mangdu dokla
Talk.
talk.
Yeah, it's a great sentence. If you break it into pieces, I think you guys can do it without me. So take it slow, relax, okay? In the Jukbe Namshi, on this point,
The explanation of factoring.
and he's talking about,
I cannot hear when all of you speak at once. I don't get any of it. So if
okay,
you could like maybe one at a time do it, then
he's talking about Tsongkhapa's commentary on entering the middle way, which is called Goburavso. Okay, Goburavso. Jukbe Namshi Le. From there, J instrumental.
The Lord.
The Lord, not after. Okay, not after. The Lord says, here's it says, he says, quote, what?
The ultimate.
Ume tawa,
The view of the higher way, middle way.
middle way. Kane, kasa, kane.
It's hard.
it's difficult.
No.
The difficult points of
Yeah, the difficult point. Kasa, place of difficulty. Okay? Kasa. And not just any old kasa. Tato. You can talk, it's okay.
ultimate.
Yeah, the ultimate difficult point, okay, in the whole middle ways view of the universe, okay, is this one. Dinyi, just this one is the most difficult point.
Wow.
And then he's gonna explain it. He says, Kasa means kawene. That's okay. Then he says, Rangshin mepala chache tezo, $300.
Oh, really?
Wow. What's the question?
Run. now he's like, huh?
This is how we explain that the parts themselves don't exist from your
No.
side.
Just that piece. Rangshin mepala chache tezo.
There's no nature.
It's incorrect that there's any object that's not that way.
You owe me $300. I hope you guys gave me $300 at least.
I don't know, guys.
I think I'm safe.
It's correct to say that things are made of parts that don't have any nature.
Phew. Now I use the red envelope for something else.
So Rangshingne. No, they do not have that quality.
The way to make that distinction.
What's chache?
A bird that was produced.
Gaya. That's a super
That
fart.
was a joke. That was,
Okay.
I done did it? Is that? No.
The doer and the deed.
Okay.
oh,
You're close. You're
Yeah.
close. Keep going.
both the produced and the producer.
The working of things.
Oh, well.
The fact that things work.
Chache.
You can still start a car, even though
Yes.
it's not a car.
The fact that things work.
Wait, listen. The fact that you can start a car that doesn't exist is the most difficult point of the middle way school.
Great.
Okay? The car's not there. The car is coming from your mind. How can you turn it on with a key?
Okay, the way that working
What?
is reasonable despite a lack of nature.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can still have something that's not a car,
Yeah.
but you can still get in it and go home.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
How can that be? If the car is coming from my mind, how can I get in it and go home? Then, and Tsongkhapa says, this is the most difficult point of the whole Buddhism.
Wow.
You know, how can you get into a thing that doesn't exist and drive it home?
It exists.
The driving doesn't exist either. That's a clue. The key doesn't exist either.
So, Geshe-la, can you look at the Tibetan card?
Yeah, according, as he said in his famous commentary on the Middle Way, he said the ultimate difficult point in the way that the Middle Way school looks at things is this one, and just this one.
Which is?
Dinido. What is that? How do things that have no nature of their own still do something? Say, hey, how can it still be correct that they do something? Okay? And that is the hardest point. That was Nagarjuna's big achievement. The car's coming from your mind, but you can still start it with a key. How? Whoa, how? Because the key is also coming from your mind, and the electricity is also coming from your mind, and the road is coming from your mind. Okay, that's all. Now, he says, "Give a check for 10 cents."
Later, I'll explain this more extensively. We need to go into this.
Good. Yeah, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this in detail. We gotta talk about this in detail. Nang, kyang,
Or.
no.
Except.
But,
But
man, you're hot. But, talk,
I suspect
yeah, mung.
it's too much.
It's too much for you guys. I worry. I don't want to go into it. We got to talk about this, but I don't want to say too much. You guys are like small capacity. You see, it's very cute. It's very cute. Who's talking? Yeah, Choni Lama says, look, this is supposed to be a small commentary. If I go off on that, my book's going to get this thick. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't say much. But, thank God. Yeah, Choni Lama. But, maybe I'll say a little. Okay.
$1.10 per word.
She's no, it was a joke. It was a joke.
By the way, I went and found you the sentence where Tsongkhapa said that.
Thank you.
I mean, you should give me $300.
Okay.
Okay. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't want it. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. Okay.
I'll send it to you via paper.
Sorry, I'm telling you. Yeah, here he says it right here, okay? I blocked it out for you. Ume tawa tartuki kase yangeno. That's where Tsongkhapa said, this is the most difficult point. So I went and got you for your footnote. And I blocked it out. There's too much in front of it because I needed the page number. So don't try to read everything in front of it, okay? Okay, let's go.
Yang Kenyile, Luke Kampa Di Ni, Yang Lak Sokpat Samtang Pei, Yagyel Sok, Kang Yang Yen Lak Chenla, Sokpe Sen Shir Ni Run Yang. Yang Lak Chenla, Sokra Mintu, Takpa Zamla Jaje Lekbar Njok Milba, Sung Rapi Tun Tundrawa, Tupe, Gongpa, Tun Mongma Yimpa Yinpe, Gongpa Ndro, Dubila, Jangjar Wow, Jangwar Jiao, She Sumpa Tar Yinpe, She Guso.
Yeah. Denile.
The same book says.
Yeah, he's quoting Tsongkhapa again. And he's quoting a part of Tsongkhapa where he repeats a certain word at the end of the sentence twice. Here. What?
Gongpa.
Yeah. Tsongkhapa has named his book
Oh,
Illumination of the True Thought of the Buddha. And here he says twice,
this is the truth.
this is it. He names his greatest book called I'm going to show you what's the true thought of the Buddha. And this is it. Things still work even though they come from you. Okay? So it's interesting to me, he's used the word Gomba here twice.
Yeah.
That's the true thought. That's the true thought. He's hitting on it. Okay, that's the true thought. That's the true thought. Okay,
He
got
says
it?
even though, why not because?
Whoa. Let's go back to the beginning. Denile, the same book, and I went and got you the quotation. Okay, here it is. You can compare it. I think he quoted it correctly. Okay, which doesn't always happen. I captured the page number for you. Okay. Same book says, Lung Tampatini.
Holy Scripture.
What? Luke, not Lung.
Luke, our holy
System.
position.
In this,
Yeah, this holy school,
system.
Majjhimika Prasangika.
Right.
In this holy school, this highest school, Kadamba can mean highest. Okay.
By this holy system.
Yeah, they say the Yenla Tsopa,
The collection of parts.
No,
all the parts together, just that,
just that.
without the luminous image.
Label.
Okay, without the label, just the collection of parts. And here you had it in Sugang's text this morning.
All I remember
One
is
of the
being
set.
wrong.
Yeah.
One
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't bet any money. I kind of know when he's going to give a good answer.
He's not going to forget.
So what's it mean here? Either the Tsopa or the Yagya.
The collection or
Anyone?
all-
Or
any
any
one
one
of
of
Yeah,
them.
or the component parts. Okay.
Be not
Kanyang
one or more.
cannot be pointed to, Senshi, as the whole
Yenlak Chen.
without the luminous image. Okay, without the luminous
Oh,
image.
as the thing that has the part?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the whole-
parter.
Whoa.
The parted thing.
Okay, so
Okay.
the collection of parts, or else one of the collection of parts can't be pointed to as the thing which has the parts.
Good.
Holy moly.
Say it again.
Neither the collection of the parts nor any one of the parts could be pointed to as being the thing which possesses the parts.
It's
Nice.
important to say the collection
Well
of parts
spoken.
alone.
The
Yenlak
whole.
Tsopatam.
Well, he said Yenlak Chen.
Well, yeah, but no, up here he said some, which is important. Yeah, it meaning without the picture. Without the unifying picture.
Alone
Because if it were with the picture, it would be okay.
And with the collection of
If it's with the picture, then the tsopa is the same as the yin lakchana. Okay? Mirum, couldn't be.
Oh, okay.
Okay? But once you dock it,
Let's use label.
Label it.
once you call it a car, once your karma opens up, by the way, how do you get the seed out of which a car comes?
Give people rides.
You share your car, you give other people rides, and then you get a
Tesla.
seed for a car. Okay, got it? If you have not offered other people's rides, your car will break. Okay. Reality is based on kindness. Okay?
More elaborate.
Reality is based on kindness. Well, we like to say it in a positive way. Okay. So when you give it the name, meaning the image coming out of your karma. Okay. So don't think if you say the word car, it's gonna work. Okay. That's not what they mean. That name, the true name, is the picture that comes out of your mind because you planted a seed, because you gave other people rides in your car. Okay. When you give it a name, then chache.
Then you can say it has parts.
Ow!
Oh, sorry. Then it's the thing that was produced, and that's how it was
Right.
made.
No, it's a working thing.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Then you can talk about
Thing.
it's things that
that do
perform.
stuff.
things work.
Yeah.
So translate jaje as the fact that things work.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Then you can say things work.
Yeah.
If you're talking about pictures, but if you ain't talking about pictures, no.
Yin lakchana so?
Etc.
To what?
I don't know. Fish. I don't know.
Something such
Okay.
as.
Okay.
Something such as.
Now,
Thing that has its
Yeah.
parts.
It's weird.
is the meaning of what the Buddha said. Is the meaning of what the Buddha said. Okay.
Okay.
You can interpret this as the meaning of everything the Buddha said. It's the Tupe Gomba.
It's the shared.
It's the
The
re-
true intent of
by the able one.
able
it's
one.
Yeah.
the Buddha's real thinking.
Yeah.
It's the Buddha's real thinking. Okay, things work even though they're empty.
What's his name?
Things work because they're okay.
Not by-
Sorry, Tuma
not
Mayamba,
shared by
please.
anybody else.
Yeah, unique. Unique. No one else ever figured it out.
Thought of able.
And because of that, so it's not a mistake. Yimba Yimba is not a mistake. Tuma Mayamba, Yim.
Yeah.
Tuma Mayamba, Yin.
That's unique.
It is his true thought which no one else ever thunk. Okay?
Except the other Buddhas, though, right?
And now, let's say for, I don't know, $10. It's worth about $10. The last part of this sentence. Start with Gongba.
This is how we practice
Good.
commentary. This is how we practice the system which comments on the true intent.
You can say that. That's about a $7 answer. This is imperative.
You should.
This is how we should.
Yeah, you guys gotta go home and think about this. Jang. Think about it. How's the car work if it's coming from me? How does the world still work if everything's empty?
Go and practice this
Jang,
interpretation.
yeah, go home and think about this way of thinking about what the Buddha really meant. You know. But Jang, you gotta do it, you guys. It's like Tsongkhapa's like, you got it. He's like cheerleader, you know. You guys gotta go home and think about this.
Still hoping he solves our problem.
$7 for him, but do it in singles because it's irritating. It means it wasn't a great answer. You know, don't give him a $7 bill. Okay.
I will change for you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So the point here with the person and the 6 elements and all that is you should understand that it's this way. And it smells like he's going to leave it at that.
Oh no, please.
You know?
He didn't solve the snake then.
Yeah, he didn't. But it sounds like he's going to leave. No. Don't forget how he got to this statement. He was talking about you got to distinguish between how he named snakes and how he named utpalas. One works and one doesn't work.
Right.
I mean, the rope made me scared.
the naming it this name. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good point. This is
That's a pretty
Well,
good.
if it
Most
doesn't
difficult
function,
point.
then it's not real.
But he didn't do it in that order. He
I
said
know.
that naming makes it function.
It still functions even though it's named,
no.
because it's named.
Right.
Wow, do we have time for the next sentence? Because it's
You do.
okay. It's tricky. It's difficult. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Please read.
Detarna chitanche tak dunna selwar minki tane ki wanki njopar
Ko
ko nula
ni
mingi tane ki wang sam. Am I keep on going or is that it?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Sam ki shakpa minpe yupar zimpani wang shinki drupata tempar drupe zin su yinpe te tar zimpe topa nam den zin yinma te suwa tar drupani takpa ta sun ki den seto.
Yeah, okay, good. Difficult sentence to translate. Let's go slow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Detana.
It's like that.
Yeah, therefore, given Tsongkhapa's lecture about cars and keys, okay, Chitamche, all the things in the universe, okay, Dr. Matselwar, if you don't look for the thing that got the name, without the name, which you'll never find, okay, Mingi Tanye Ki Wang Ki Jopar, you will understand how when it does get the name, it can be said to exist. Konyu, you'll be understand. If you understand how you shouldn't go looking for the thing that got the name before it got the name, then you will understand what it means when we say that things are just creations of names.
Wow.
Okay?
This is amazing.
And name means picture coming out of your mind. How many times do I have to say it? It doesn't mean name, okay? That's a different thing. The true name is the thought that comes out of your name, your mind, not the verbs or the, okay.
So this is like an echo of mind only. And
Yeah.
the way he's putting this together. So
It's
I
almost as if the same person taught both of them.
I know.
Actually, we can't even say thoughts, right? 'Cause
Right.
the thoughts are coming from
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, picture. You have to say picture. But it came to be that we talk about names only, thoughts only, but it means that thing coming out of the karmic seed because you shared the car before. You have to think like that, okay? All right, here we go. Because you can call anything Michael, and the name's not going to make it that way, okay? But if I have a seed that Marco comes out, the cup will be Marco, okay? Okay. Anyway, that's how you will be able to understand that that's how everything in the universe got made. Okay. And Mingi Tanye Ki Wang Tsam Ki Shapa Mimba. But if you were to find something that was Mimba, Mingi Tanye Ki Wang Shap.
Not merely labeled.
Yeah, you go out and try to find a car that's not coming from sharing a car.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
Sure.
You go looking for a car that isn't created by a picture of a car, which came from sharing a car. You go try to find a car like that.
And that thing is reduction.
If you think such a thing could be, Yopadzimba, okay? Then then he gives self-existent, 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 self-existent. He gives you all the synonyms for self-existent. When Buddhism talks about a self-existent thing, that's what we're talking about. If you think a car could exist without a picture coming out of a karmic seed from sharing a car, if you think a car like that could exist, that's what we mean when we say self-existent. That's what Buddhism means, okay? That's wrong. This is a nice way to end the term, right?
Yeah.
That exists by nature.
Right.
That exists real.
Yeah.
Okay? That's real. And that's what it is to hold to something as real.
That's what it is.
Okay? Therefore, Teta Zimbe Topa Nam. So ideas like that think the car can exist without the picture from sharing the car,
Holding to truth.
that's what we call Denzin.
Grasping.
Yeah, the first link of the wheel of life. That's what triggers all pain in the universe. is thinking that cars could exist without the sharing your car. Yeah, that's the source of samsara, the wheel of life. What?
Would you translate tension as grasping here?
I like to say the tendency to believe that things are real. I like to call it the tendency to believe that things are real. Okay?
Yeah.
And get this sentence, it's so cool. If things could exist the way that belief holds them to be, Teta Sumata Drupani, if things could exist the way that belief holds them to be, then that's what we would call real in this school.
Okay.
Oh.
Just define
Okay, when we say things aren't real, that's what we mean. A car that could exist without sharing a car is what we call real. And thinking things are real in our school means you think a car could exist without sharing a car. And that's what we mean when we say, don't believe things are real. Okay, got it? And then he nails it down with a very sexy $500 word. No, I said it already. Take it. Cancel. Tapatasum. Okay, I taught you this expression. Tapatasum means theoretical real. And that's why when you translate, you say a car that
some
real car.
Some self-existence.
Yeah.
Some existence. Okay. Takpatasum.
Held to the extent.
It's a super idiom.
Yeah.
It's a super idiom.
Theoretical.
It means no such thing is possible, but suppose it was. Okay? It means suppose it was. He doesn't even want to use the word real by itself. He says so-called real. Tapatasum means so-called real. You think there's a car that could exist without sharing cars? That's what I mean when I say don't think it's real. So-called real. Tapatasum means so-called real.
Say is how we would identify that.
Yeah, that's the measure of something being real in this school. Okay, is it's not coming from sharing cars.
Yeah.
Got it? Yeah. That's real. Means I don't believe it. There is no such real. Okay.
So-called real.
It's so beautiful. I mean, that's the whole essence of the of emptiness, right there. That sentence, ultimate, super cool.
Amazing.
Okay. Cool. That's what I mean when I say things aren't real. Okay. He pauses and he says, "Quote real." Okay. And sometimes in English we say "quote real," so-called real, supposed to be real. So he doesn't even want to say the word real. He's like, so-called real. In English, we always go like this with our shoulders. He says he's my real friend. He says he's gonna give us a real cut in tax rate. Okay, got it? We got any time?
Yeah.
We have 5 minutes.
Oh, go.
Dipe lukla tenzin Nyomong pe kape chir rong jipa so
$30 sentence for Utpala by herself. $30
Go
standing.
ahead, word.
No, you do it yourself. You can do it. Deepa means this school. Okay. Take the pieces. Tenzin, you know?
This is
In this school, if something is the tendency to hold things as being real, okay, in this school, if something is the tendency to believe that things are real, the car could exist without sharing a car, a real car, then
the negative emotions.
yin, that denzin is nyomo.
Yeah, sure.
What? In this school,
Is
in this school, the tendency to believe something is real
Is a negative.
is a negative emotion.
As compared to the Abhidharma where they said it was
No,
neutral.
not Abhidharma.
Even
It was Abhidharma.
Yeah, but look.
Oh, wrong Gyupa.
but wait a
Nice little
minute. Wait a
Gyupas
minute. What
and-
about that pay?
I'm saying, say again.
Unlike those
Nyomong pay.
Oh, since this school believes that if something is the tendency to believe that the car can exist without sharing cars, real, that idea is a mental fiction. Okay, Yimbe and kyap, Yimbe kyap. The kyap requires the instrumental.
Must be.
All cases of belief in real are negative emotions. Yimbe kyap, and therefore, what's this last sentence?
These guys are jerks.
Unlike
No.
the lower group within the
Therefore we-
middle way
yeah.
school and all the other jerks
We don't agree with the Rangi.
who don't think that that's a mental affliction.
This is not similar in
Yeah, he's got it. Therefore, this system ain't anywhere close to the lower middle way. Same school, different group.
and those other guys.
So
Okay. Yeah, forget the Abhidharma guys. They're like, you know, they should go back to Shenzhen. Okay, guys.
Something
come
is
back
sort
to
of, I mean, saying different is just sort of mild.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
it say unique or it doesn't say that, so you would.
This is totally not the same as those lower middle way guys. Okay. By the way, that implies that if you could stop seeing things that way, you would
be in our
In
house.
our heart.
be an arhat. Because the definition of an arhat is no more negative thoughts. And then we're off on his school. Then we're off on his text. Cool?
And then we have the real problem where people don't want people to think that once someone sees emptiness directly, they're going to be in our hut.
Oh, that's true too.
Isn't this kind
We'll
of
probably
always
get there in
the
this text,
most
right?
evil thought in some?
Yeah, somewhere it says this is the most evil thing in the universe is to think that the car cannot come from sharing rides. He calls it evil. He calls that's real evil. We still got any time?
2 minutes.
Let's keep going. Why not?
Chilamiki tanye samki njok suni tsuna tondir walandi ni bao she mingdu takpate samki pumpate njok nupa yinde.
Yeah, Chunam.
Stuff.
Yeah, all the stuff in the universe. Everything.
The names,
Okay, all the things
the merely different names of all the things.
are just jokebud by Tanyas.
Oh, they're just applied
Brought into
by.
being by
Yeah.
their name.
By convention.
Yeah. Yeah, don't forget names means what?
Luminous images.
A picture coming out of karma because you gave rides before.
Yeah.
Don't say cars exist in name only. It means nothing.
Right.
It means nothing to anybody, okay? When you say in Buddhism that cars exist only in name only, you mean a picture coming out of karma. Because the implication is you must give rides if you want cars. Okay, got it? And isn't that the point of Buddhism? Okay?
Way that
Okay.
things come into
Yeah, so everything in the universe is just created by those names, meaning pictures that come out of your mind. Tsuni, tsuna.
That's true too.
So let's take that, let's just start from there. Let's start from there.
Taking that.
Let's start from there. And then let's talk about coffee cups. Okay, we took everything in the universe. Let's talk about. And in the Buddhism, they picked up something that was on the table in every ancient room, which before plumbing, the disciple went in the morning with a big pot and got water from the well a mile away and carried it home before there were pipes. So it's always, the example is always the water pitcher that's in the room because every room had one because there was no faucets. Okay, so let's take this. In our school, it's a coffee cup because we're all coffee addicts. It's the only way you can survive in this class. When we call it, what's Tondirwa? You don't know the word dirwa. Dirwa means chubby, rounded.
Oh,
What?
it actually came in Adam's text. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, rounded belly, which means
A pot. It's a
Yeah.
definition of a pot.
it's the pot before you gave it the name.
Yeah, right.
It's the parts of the car before you share the car.
Yeah,
Then they're just parts. You can't drive them home.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
overtime.
don't dirwa. By the way, heavy prenasal.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't dirwa. Then they know you're cool.
Locking it to put
that's
the
what
buzz
Don't
in
dirwa la.
on that.
When you have a tondirwa, parts of a car, and you call it a car, ming de tapa,
Oh, shit.
samki, that's the only way you can say there's a car. If there's a karma coming out, if I made coffee for other people in the past, I see a cup. If I didn't, I don't see a cup. Cool?
Very cool.
All reality depends on being kind to other people in the past, period. If emptiness is true. So if you got someone who's talking about emptiness, and they don't go to Seiji's text within 5 minutes, they don't know what they're talking about. If someone's talking about emptiness for 5-6 days, and they don't mention giving rise to other people, they don't know emptiness. Okay, got it? It's very cool. Shipuki Jushime Toncham Riram Lingshin Yende Gempadi Sangye Shingdu Mingte Uwargi Trokunam Darshinga Chuparsho Idam Guru Radha Mandala Kanyatayami Di Kewo Kun Sanam Yeshe Tzotzok Shing Sanam Yeshe Le Chungwei Damba Kunyi Tobar Sho.
Yay! We did it.
Yay!